Newlands, by Charles Hoyfort, Part 2, Chapter 29b. In Ciel Terre, Volume 16, page 485, Monsieur Van den Broek records an experience of his own. Upon June 25, 1894, at Leuven, he had heard detonations like discharges of artillery. He tabulates the intervals in a series of sounds. If there is signaling from some unknown region over Belgium, and not far from the surface of this earth, or from extra-mundane vessels, and if there were something of the code-like, resembling the Morse alphabet, perhaps, in this series of sounds, there can be small hope of interpreting such limited material, but there may be suggestion to someone to record all sounds and their intervals and modulations, if, with greater duration, such phenomena should ever occur again. The intervals were 4 minutes and 23 minutes, then 3 minutes, 4, 3/4, 3 3/4, 3/4. September 16, 1895, a triplet of detonations, heard by Monsieur de Schrijver of Brussels. There were attempts to explain. Some of Monsieur Van den Broek's correspondents thought that there had been firing from forts on the coast of England, and somebody thought that the phenomena should be attributed to gravitational effects of the moon. Upon September 13, 1895, 4 shocks were felt and sounds heard at Southampton. A series of 3 and then another. Nature, Volume 52, page 552. But I have no other notes upon sounds that were heard in England at this time, except the 2 explosions that were explained by the police of London. However, Monsieur Van den Broek says that Mr. Harmer of Alderburgh, Suffolk, had, about the 1st of November, heard booming sounds that had been attributed to cannonading at Harwich. Mr. Harmer had heard other sounds that had been attributed to cannonading somewhere else. He could not offer a definite opinion upon the first sounds, but had investigated the others, learning that the attribution was a mistake. It was Monsieur de Schrijver's opinion that the triplet of detonations that he had heard was from vessels in the North Sea, but now, according to developments, the sounds of Belgium cannot very well be attributed to terrestrial cannonading in or near Belgium. In Ciel Terre, Volume 16, page 614, are quoted 2 artillery officers who had heard the sounds, but could not so trace them. One of these officers had heard a series of detonations with intervals of about 2 minutes. A variety of explanations was attempted, but in conventional terms, and if these localized, repeating sounds did come from the sky, there's nothing to it but a new variety of attempted explanations, and in most unconventional terms. There are recorded definite impressions that the sounds were in the sky. Professor Pellizinier's positive Mentirin. In Ciel Terre, Volume 17, page 14, Monsieur Van den Broek announced that General Henneken of Brussels had cooperated with him, and had sent inquiries to army officers and other persons, receiving 30 replies. Some of these correspondents had heard detonations at regular intervals. It is said that the sounds were like cannonading, but not in one instance were the sounds traced to terrestrial gunfire.